for just going up and dancing on a TV show. It was like the easiest thing in the world on one hand, and the hardest on the other. The schedule was rigorous. The doc constantly watching what you eat, because you had to do a taper show the next week, and they of course wanted us in the tight spandex pants and all this stuff. So, any little thing shared. Wait a minute. You're filming this. Okay. So anyway, I decided to go back to the acting thing. So I decided to act. And then in the trade paper, what they call it trade papers, they have Dramalog, Variety, and the Hollywood Reporter. These are like papers that all the producers go, let's see what's happening today. And they're smoking their big cigars. And that's where people run ads in it. I just ran an ad in it because I got reviewed in Dramalog from the movie, and Richard Ambrose had a quote about me and Jeff Hornaday. So I buy a quarter page. I run a picture with the quotes. It says Tony Fields says boom 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 boom, Tony Fields boom 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 boom, and I run this ad, hope that somebody will buy Tony Fields. So anyway, in this trade paper comes out the different auditions, dance auditions usually, because if you don't have an agent, you can't get submitted. You have to have an agent in order to get submitted. So I saw that they were having an audition for a chorus line, the opening call, which is what we call a cattle call. So I said, well, this is obviously meant, and I said, I'm leaving Solid Gold to go act, and right up my alley, they want dancers that can act, or actors that can dance. So I went in. It was a 3-month process. I had no job, because I left Solid Gold. I was kept and kept and kept and kept for about 3 weeks, just dancing. Before we had to start reading for the producer, and then reading for the producer and the choreographer, then reading for the producer, the choreographer, and then dancing for the director. Then after we danced for the director, and he liked us, then we went in and read and danced and sang and danced and read and danced again for the director, the executive producer, this and it was like you constantly going in. And so what happened is, over the period of the time, then after a month, they sent me, and what they did is they cast it on the West Coast, and they cast it on the East Coast. So they had casting directors working there, casting directors working here, and they decided now we'll have the screen test will be the final decision. And basically when it comes down to the screen test, it means that you can act, you can dance, you can cover all the stuff, and they feel that you're workable, you can work well with the people. They've interviewed you, they've talked to you, asked you questions, off-the-wall questions about whatever they want, just to fill out your personality. Again, with honesty always helps, because it's just you're on the line, instead of going in and going, well, yeah, I'm about this thing, you can read it a mile away, and they can too. And that reflects in your acting. Because all good acting is true, honest fantasy. The actor's ability to tell the story through his fantasy. So we do the screen test, and I walked in to do the screen test, and they had the guy for Alan DeLuca, the character I played, from the East Coast. And here I am from Davis, California, and the character I know for is Alan DeLuca from New York, from the Bronx. So I said, okay. And we were supposed to be scheduled so we didn't see each other. Well, I came in for the makeup call right when he was doing the scene. And I looked over, as I walked in, I saw something happening. I looked over, and there was a little short guy, Italian guy, going, yeah, so I'm Alan DeLuca, 28 years old, from the Bronx. And I went, oh my God, that's him. That's him. What am I doing here? I might as well leave the point. I was just like, I flipped. So I said, all I can do now is just stick to what I stuck to in the beginning, which is, again, the honesty and the fact that the scene is about me, Alan DeLuca, and his wife. So I thought, when I was watching the guy do it, I saw he was just like, he did the character like this, he was right up front, his wife's here, and he never looked at her, nothing. He didn't even give a shit she was there. He was like this, right? Da-da-da-da. Then he said, yeah, go ahead, it's your time. He did this whole thing. So I figured when I get up there, I would do something different with it. And I would take the chance. Because the fact that there's a love interest there, I would have let that show to my character. So I decided that we're so in love with this little girl. Side effect, she was just the most precious little thing. And then she thought she had this like really fine, nervous voice. So I just figured that's what it was going to be about. So I kept all my attention on her. I would talk, I would say my thing, I would look over, make sure she's okay. Played the whole thing between her and me. I kept it right there, the love interest. interview, then they interviewed Richard Attenborough, Sir Richard Attenborough, months after they had interviewed us. And in the very beginning of the movie, everybody's like, oh, this is so great, yeah, whatever. He's just like, I don't care, you know, people were bitching because they're getting underpaid. We're like, so what, who cares? We're making history here. The chorus line on film, the whole number. So everybody was just like, jolly, hunky-dory, and oh, this is all great and groovy, and it's so wonderful. And then after 6 months of the same person, every day, standing next to you in line, on this 7 in the morning, working till 7 at night, staying over, working again, rehearsing, never getting, pulling muscles, pushing everything, all the glory started to fade with some. But with the other people who just kept it as this is work and this is what we have to do, all the honesty again came back and paid off. So anyway, this book came out, and that's what in the book Richard Attenborough says, that one of the reasons Tony Fields got the character of Alan DeLuca, because even in the screen test, his relationship that he showed between he and his wife was very moving, even in the screen test, which is the final decision where they cast him in the role. So that stuff pays off.